Hello, good afternoon. Happy Friday, August 14th. Welcome to my midday market update. Sorry, I had a bit of problems with updating the software of the XSplit broadcaster. So all set, ready to go, and have some amazing things to show you. I also wanted to go ahead and show you guys the cool short-term downward channel that we do have developing for the SPY. It's pretty cool. Also on Microsoft as well. Apple is somewhat topping off. Amazon has a bit of a downward channel, very slight, but it is all very interesting to watch. And I'm just looking for one quick thing to open up. Got it. All right, so I had some bit of issues today with my software. So here we go. We do have the birthday sale going on. Yes, my birthday is tomorrow. So I am offering you guys a promotion, 43% off. Yes, 43 tomorrow. If you guys didn't see my update of what I'm thankful for, everything like that yesterday over the past year, it was released last night. So go to cjntrade.com/shop. You can sign up for the watch list. Any subscription, 43% off. All right, let's look at the markets. So we do have, oops, we don't need all that. We do have a bit of a downward channel. Now this is an 18-minute chart on the SPY. I am loving 9 minutes, 18 minutes, 45 minutes. It will hold true for the 45-minute chart as well. But here we go. We've got this right here, and we seem to have hit a bit of a top right here, and we are pulling back a little bit. Now, on my watch list for today, I said, hey, if we go below 337.05, or above it, excuse me, potentially bullish. However, we have not been able to go ahead and hold that for a consistent amount of time, right? It went up above, we hit this upper tier, which was set up from yesterday post-market, again, hit up here and pulled back. So are we going to go ahead and see more selling volume come in? Good afternoon, Julia. Is it $30? 43% off of 44, let's see. So 1 minus 0.43 times $25 for 1 month, Julia. And then so on. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year. So you can see we are starting to top off. We've had a bit of a downward trend. We don't have a lot of momentum. There is not a lot of confidence with this. Thank you, Dave. There's not a lot of confidence with the stimulus, right? They did not come to a resolution. Likely going to go ahead and have a recess until September. Well, where's that money to be stimulated for people to go ahead and put it into the economy? The next 3 weeks, we could see that a lot of people are going to have problems paying their bills. There was actually an article I read yesterday where 25% of the people polled said they did not think they could pay their mortgage or their rent for August. That is not good news. That means that there's going to be a lot of people that are feeling that pressure. Might be a lot more violence happening in the U.S. Also, if you check out Invisible People, very good channel on YouTube that I really enjoy. Some amazing stories there about people that are homeless, not because they were necessarily drug addicts. There was a guy who was a millionaire. He had money in the bank. Hey, thanks, Nicole. And he had money in the bank, and his bank closed down in 2008. Well, he didn't have his money diversified across different banks. It was all in one. What do you think happened? The bank closed. He couldn't get his money back. Then there's also another lady. She had an issue where she was in Kentucky. She had a lawsuit. She had a judgment against this guy that had done something wrong against her. Well, apparently he was politically connected, and she was never able to get her money. She was evicted out of her house. So she went to D.C. and she was trying to fight it with the legal system in D.C. So some pretty cool stories there about people that, you know, it was life that happened that put them on the street in scenarios of an everyday person. And then all of a sudden, boom, they're out on the street, right? So everybody thinks, wow, we're never going to have the economy shut down. What do we have happen, right? We had the pandemic, everything shut down. So things that you would not necessarily expect to happen could happen. So just be prepared, be diversified, have some cash on hand, potentially have some gold or silver on hand potentially, and even let's go ahead and let's look at Bitcoin and USD, because this one is is at an area. Let's go to Coinbase actually. That's a good one to check out. So we're right here. When we look back on our monthly chart, you'll see that it's at a point, thank you, Stephanie, it's at a point where it's going to be potentially breaking out, right? We've almost hit a W pattern right here. In fact, we did back at 10,781. So we might see that this really shoots up to 14 as quickly as over the weekend. Bitcoin is a lower float crypto, and then it has 11 million. Yeah, you could trade GBTC, they hold Bitcoin, and we could see that that's going to move up as well. You can see I do have it on my list right over here, Michael. So that is one to also watch. And looking at the Qs, let's go back to the indexes though. All right, so we've got the Qs. Yeah, we're breaking out all-time highs there. It looks gorgeous. On our daily chart, we've somewhat had a bit of a double top. We're coming back and testing the averages. Now, when we look back in the past at January, what happened? It was much like this. We came up, we pulled back, we hit a newer high, and then we dropped, right? Came back. This is January. We went up in February, pulled back. End of February, new highs, and then we dropped. We have seen some dark pool activity. You guys know I do trade around the dark pools, and I will actually put it up here. If you guys want to join me, you can see we're right here, services under the training pit, right there. That's where you guys can learn all about the dark pool. You can also learn all about the basics of a stock, the brokers, setting up your chart, your software, everything like that. For brand new traders, I highly recommend it. I wish this was around when I started. So I am one of the 4 teachers in that area. So we can see that if history repeats itself, we came up, we pulled back, set a new high, and then we dropped down. Again, up, new highs, pulled back, new highs. Are they selling? Microsoft, we did have three black crows right here. So it almost looks like we are setting up for a bit of a downward channel, right? You have to be aware of trend changes. So let's do it right here. We don't have today's candlestick, so we'll do it to the top of this one. And right here, when we zoom in on our 45-minute chart, we've been in this awesome upward channel. However, we're outside the bounds right now. We might see a pullback. If we do break below the 205 area, watch out, because we really could be coming back down here. We could easily test 199. Now, Apple, I did just do your daily 5 on stockcharts.com. And Apple has somewhat had a bit of a double top right here. We are still in a bit of an upward channel with the announcement of the new forward split that would be happening. So we have a parallel channel up above. We've gone above this one, but you guys know I like the 425 EMA. This could come back to 423, 421 area right here, and we would still be in that upward channel. We would have just dropped down to a lower one, but we're pretty much going parallel to where we were before. And if we drop below 400, watch out, because that could mean that we're really going to have a downward move down to that 360, 370 area. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the love. All right, and let's look at the VIX. Oops, right here. So the fear indicator has somewhat bottomed, right? We're bottoming right around 25.40. I'm not sure why I had that on my chart, but when we look back in time, let's go to our daily chart. When we look back in time, it seemed like really 25.49 was really a point at which we broke the resistance from the past. We tested it, pulled back, broke above it, and that was our move, right? That's when the market really crashed. So just looking back at history, it's quite interesting to see, hey, this is actually holding a bit as support for us, right? On our daily charts. I'm going to make that yellow instead of black because I was just sort of hiding it. And now we'll make it a yellow line, right? We don't need to make it quite so thick. But we're dancing around that area that was resistance in the past. Are people buying on it? Where are we going to go from here? If we look at our daily chart and we zoom in, what's our volume like down here, right? Where are we? First day we hit it, there was higher volume, less. So we also hit the 8 EMA right here. Back here we hit the 8 EMA. Here we hit this downward trend line. So watching this downward trend line as well, and this, we have a bit of a descending triangle. So if we flip that to the indexes, is fear going to jump back in and have a resurgence, or are we going to go ahead and drop? A lot of the longs today flipped and they ended up being shorts. So that's why it's good to go ahead and have it set up either way. NVAX is lower float with roughly 56 million. And I posted a really cool stock chart from TrendSpider talking about the supports and resistance. Hey, we want to see this 135 hold as support, and if this resistance of 148 breaks, we might have a bigger move back up to the 158 area right here, and then on up to 178 from there. If you guys have anything that you want to see in a chart or in a video, just shoot it over, put it in the comments below. Happy to go ahead and share. Do you guys have any charts that you'd like to look at? I know that Michael was looking at Bitcoin, so let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin on the daily chart. We do have a bit of a bull flag right there. If we are able to go ahead and break above, which it looks like we did today, right here, right around 1230. Oh, excuse me, that's not 1230, that's this SMA down here. Let's go to our 45-minute chart. So we are breaking above it. That 1350 I would use as support. Disclosure, we do have a small position in this as well, so keep that on watch. LNG, yeah, let's check it out, Michael. LNG, energy, doesn't look like it has a lot of, 1 million daily volume. I don't know about the float or anything like that. Let's look at it on our daily chart. We're hitting that 425 EMA. If it's not able to go ahead and break up from here, that could be a selling point. You can see how it tested it here. We went ahead, we sold off from there, and it's really acting as a resistance. Now, FedEx, I believe it was, that we had this before, and it broke above it. But you can see how it danced around that EMA for quite a while. And then once it finally broke out, boom, went off to the moon. Yeah, let's check it out, Julio. Let's go ahead and eat. I have to eat myself. I'm hungry. All right, so EAT is doing well. Brinker International. Let's go ahead and move it up here. It looks like we're a bit extended away from our moving averages, right? So it might have a move to pull back. We do have the earnings right there. Earnings was back on the 12th, and we're above all of that major volume. So it looks like pretty much buying volume. And would say right here, would look for that 34.90. No, it is 425. Right? So now we're above it. Hey, maybe we can see if we move this up, maybe we have a move potentially to 38, 37, then on up here to 40. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. But I'm being very, very cautious because a lot of dark pool activity came in this week. Very, very heavy. Now we have Microsoft that's red on the day. Apple is red on the day. Qs are red on the day. When we look at the holdings for the SPY, right? SPY holdings, top two, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. When we start to see that 30% roughly of the weight of the SPY is pulling back, cautious on going long. It doesn't mean necessarily that we're having a reversal just yet in the market, but it could be coming. Qs, we see Apple, Microsoft's now flat on the day. Amazon, Facebook, Google, Uber just announced as well that the CEO is going to be stepping down. And a lot of the names here are going a bit red on the day. So when we come back, we look at the Qs again. We look to be setting up a double top. There wasn't enough strength to take it up above yesterday. It could be rotating, so let's go ahead and let's look at IWM. But IWM, we also hit this trend line back here and we pulled back. As long as we stay above this 149 area, that was a big area of consolidation, and then we shot above. However, we did have higher than normal volume on this day right here. And if you look at that, the low of the day was 156.16, and we are up just above it, 157.20, so up $1. If we're able to go ahead and hold above that 156.20 area, yes. Yeah, the Qs were overextended for sure. It could be rotating over, or it could be that there's a lot of heaviness and there might be a bit of a correction. Even Pelosi said that, hey, the stock market is doing well because the Fed is keeping it pumped up. My opinion, I believe the same thing because the Fed is pumping $550 billion into it to keep it propped up. But we will see. When we look also on our weekly chart for the Qs, what's happening with the volume? It's descending a little bit. What's happening with the SPY? Right? We're starting to see descending volume. How about the Dow Jones, which has the rotating 30 of the top ones? Descending volume. And when we look back here, it didn't descend too much. It did right here, then it increased right before they went ahead and they dropped it. If we look at IWM as well, a bit of descending volume there as we're increasing. Today we have a little bit higher for this, for this week, and we tested this trend line. You see how this trend line was a support area on that upward trajectory, and now we're pulling back. We tested it, we could not close above it. All right, let's look at Wix really quickly. I'm gonna have to run because I do have something at 12:45. So Wix, we have, it looks like we're starting to roll over. It would need to really break that 282, actually 283 area right here, 285. In my opinion, to be a nice long again. We do have the stochastics that are rolling over, came back. It did find support around 266, but it has all of this traffic right here with the trend line. I already did NVAX, Stephanie, and let's look at Eno. So Eno, it looks quite short to me. You see how the moving averages are coming down. If it's not able to hold 1330, potential short on down to 982 here. All right. So thank you guys, as always, for coming and joining me today. Have an amazing weekend. I'll be celebrating my birthday tomorrow. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you guys flow trade. Let's do flow trade really quickly. 2 minutes, right? So actually, look at this. We have crazy buying volume that's going on, it looks like, on the 1 minute chart, and then it flatlined right there. Whereas here, and we've got the Qs. So that is quite interesting to see that we had this area right here. All of a sudden, boom, crazy, crazy volume. So this is the high frequency algo that is, it's not the high frequency algo itself, it monitors the algorithm. So here we go, it's up and now it's sort of flatlined. And this is a 1 minute, 2 minute, 15 minute chart. We have dark pool levels right here and we have block trades right here. And it has the date and it actually has the price as well. So that's kind of cool to see them all in action. My pleasure. Next week we will be doing a live demo with Dan from Flow Trade, so don't worry, you guys will see it live probably on Wednesday or Thursday of next week. I will let you guys know. Have a great one. Bye.